Okay, so today we will going to start with the velocity. Acha, can anybody tell me the definition of the velocity, please? Anybody? You guys should have studied in your O levels. बताओ 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 बता दो कोई टेंशन नहीं है डायरेक्ट बता दो
Rate of change of displacement.
rate of change of displacement. Okay, perfect. So you are saying rate, sorry, rate of change of displacement. You have to be very specific with the velocity because uh, velocity is supposed to be the vector quantity, and due to the vector nature, it should be related with the displacement and not the distance. Okay. So हमने कहा अच्छा unit will going to be meters per second, the same as for the speed, and the nature is going to be vector. Okay. So vector quantity. यार ये आई नहीं आएगा quantity. Okay. And you can also write the same formula. Velocity is equals to displacement over time. We most of the time we refer the displacement with x in EDEXCEL syllabus. Okay, and velocity with v. Okay, but actually both the formula remains the same. One contains the direction and the other doesn't contain the direction. That's it. Okay, and the condition remains the same if the velocity is not changing. Like this formula is only applicable when the velocity is not changing, meaning the object should move with a constant speed in a straight line. Okay, because since it is a velocity, so it contains both the direction and the magnitude, right? So if even the object is moving with a constant speed but its direction keeps on changing, then its velocity will ultimately get changed. Okay, so हम condition के अंदर कहेंगे that, sorry, condition should be uh, अच्छा जी, object should move with constant speed constant speed in a straight line, in a straight line, straight line. Okay, so this is the condition, right? Now, like this is the condition for this formula to be useful, right? If you're not moving with a constant speed, like if your speed is changing, or if you're moving, let's say, in a circular path or in a circular arc, so the speed will again the direction will be changing. So in both of the cases you're not allowed to use this formula. Okay, so in both the cases you will end up getting you're not allowed to use this formula. Okay, so yeah, अच्छा जी, since velocity is a vector quantity, so velocity can be zero, but speed cannot be zero. Okay, like if we have a certain scenario where like an object is okay, so let's say we have a track. Okay, let's say a race track. Okay, so we have okay, so we have the racetrack, and let's say that this is if we take okay, this is a starting line. Okay. Okay, so let's say this is the starting position, and if somebody start from this position and end up at the same position, okay, end up at the same position, um, and let's say this track is, let's say, 100-meter long, okay, so let me just give you something. So the sprinter move in this direction, okay, get to this point and still moving in that direction, okay. and थोड़ा सा पीछे, okay, and end up here, okay. So, and let's say I'm giving you the distance as 100 meter, okay, the distance as 100 meter, okay, and the time it took or he took is, let's say, 20 minutes, 20 seconds, okay. So if I ask you to find out the speed and the velocity, so what they would be? Yes, guys. Anybody?
Would it be 5? The
The
speed.
speed. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And what about the
Mm,
velocity?
um, mhm. It would be 5 meters per second squared in the direction.
Ah, bro, the sprinter is starting from the same position and ending at the same position.
Uh,
Then
mm,
it would just be zero because no displacement is covered, no? Like if someone is starting from this position and he end up at this position again, so this means no net displacement is covered, right? So since we don't have
yeah.
any resultant displacement, so no resultant displacement means zero resultant displacement divided by time gives you zero velocity, right?
Okay.
So this is the concept. Okay. Now let's move on to the the acceleration. Okay. Anybody know the definition of acceleration? If someone, please tell me. Anyone,
Rate of
anything,
change
any
of velocity.
rate of change of velocity. Can we say rate of change of velocity per unit time?
No,
Why? Rate of
because rate already means divided by time.
oh, okay, fine. So rate of change of velocity, okay? Or you can write change in velocity per unit time. Okay. You can say in one of the two ways, but don't mix the two definitions together, okay? Okay. The formula then going to be change in velocity over change in time. Or you can write this as V minus U over T, right? Assuming that the initial time is zero, so that's why. And after a certain time in trouble, T. So I'm just taking the T as T. The initial time is zero, so मैंने ignore कर दिया उसको. Okay. So can you guys tell me the unit of the acceleration, please?
Meters per second squared.
Meters per second squared. Perfect. And uh, will that going to be a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? Any idea?
Vector.
Vector. Any reason for that?
Because it's velocity over time.
Good. Because velocity is a vector quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity, so that is why acceleration should be vector. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we have, okay, you guys studied this formula, but you should know that there are two conditions for this formula to be applicable. Okay. So, and the condition is going to be the first thing is the velocity should be changing at a constant rate. Okay. First thing, velocity should be changing. Okay. it should not be station, it should not be constant. Okay, velocity should be changing, velocity should not be constant. This is the first thing. Okay, velocity should be changing. Okay, because the change in velocity actually results in the acceleration. If you are not changing the velocity, it means no acceleration. Okay, the second thing is um uh, change in velocity should be uniform or constant. Yeah, right, uniform. Okay, what does this mean? This means that if your object is right here, okay, and it was moving with 2 meter per second, okay, and after a specific amount of time, it get there, and जो उसकी speed है, वो जो है, it takes 2 2 seconds, and at that point उसकी speed हो गई 4 meter per second, okay, and then at this point, it should get to 6 meter per second, okay. So this is what the meaning of the uniform velocity. Okay. Okay. Yeah, uniform change in velocity, not the uniform velocity, uniform change in velocity. Be careful. Okay. The change in the velocity should be uniform. Okay. Like between, if you try to find out the difference between two different point in velocity, so you'll find the difference constant, right? बस ये concept है. Clear हो गया? Any problem? The third thing is um the motion should be straight line. Okay, straight line, straight line motion. Okay, or rectilinear motion. Okay, otherwise you have to change, you have to make changes in this formula. Okay, to consider the direction. Okay, or to take the direction into account. Okay, and the fourth thing is air resistance. Okay, or resultant forces forces should be constant. It should not be zero. Okay, the resultant forces should not be zero. It should be there, but they should not be changing. Okay, so the constant resultant force provides the constant acceleration, and if the resultant force changes, so it will cause the acceleration to change. Okay, and it will ultimately change the whole scenario, right? So these are some conditions. Okay, so considering the motion where the object accelerates, with a uniform acceleration, you would have five different variables. Okay, like if you try to understand a motion, let's say a car begin from this point, okay, and it get to that point, okay, it get to that point, right, you get to that point, and okay, थोड़ा सा इसको कर देते हैं. Okay, so we will have five different variables. Okay, so the first thing is the initial velocity u. Okay, mean the initial velocity. Okay, and the velocity at the end of the journey will going to be the final velocity. Okay, and the distance between, or the separation between the 2 points is going to be the displacement. Okay, not the distance. Displacement. Okay, this is going to be displaced. Please be very careful. We are considering the displacement and not the distance. Okay, what does actually or what would be the difference if we consider the distance or displacement? वो मैं बताता हूँ. सही है. अच्छा, this is the third quantity will be referring with x. Okay, or with s, sometime with s, mainly with s or with x, up to you. Okay, and there should be a constant acceleration a. Okay, acceleration. Okay. And so the car will take some amount of time, or the object will take some amount of time t. Okay. So we have these five variables. Okay. And math says that if you have five variable in the system, so you should have five different equations to solve all of those variable. Okay. So we have all those five equation with us. Okay. And I think some of the wait. Okay. Some of the equation will be given in your, I think, formula sheet. I think all of them or some of them. Okay. So okay, we have okay. Let's try to write down some of the equations. We have S, U, U, V, A, and T. Okay, so S is going to be the displacement, and U is going to be, these are the five variables. Okay, and if we try to write down all five equations, yes, 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 बहुत सारी होती है. You'll have the formula sheet for the exam. Okay, in the exam वो पेपर के एंड में गिवन होती है, सही. और उसके अंदर बहुत सारे फॉर्मूला गिवन होते हैं, बट नॉट ऑल द फॉर्मूला. एंड a better way to learn is to memorize the formula and not depend on those formulas. Okay, so but yes, they give you the formula sheet in the exam. Okay, so I'll show you as well. Okay, वो हर पेपर कोई भी एडेक्सेल का यूनिट वन खोलोगे तो उसके अंदर जो है ना, you'll find all the formula that they were going to give you in the exam. Okay, and the rest you should have to remember. Okay, they won't give you all the formula, they'll give you some. Okay, some basic ones, and you should be able to drive the other formulas. Okay, so um okay, so the first is going to be 2ax or 2as. Okay, it could be x or it could be s. Okay, mainly in EDEXCEL they use letter x for the displacement. Okay, is equals to v squared minus u squared. Okay, you can find the rearranged form in your syllabus, maybe in your books or in your exam paper. So it depends, it's up to you. Okay, you can rearrange it into any other form. Okay, it's up to you. So this could be one form. Okay. Okay, so the other equation could be S is equals to ut plus half at squared, half at squared. And then the third one would be S is equals to vt minus half at squared. Okay, and the fourth one is going to be um, a is equals to v minus u over t. The fifth one is going to be S is equals to u plus v divided by 2. Okay, times t, right? Okay, so mainly these two equations are related with the graph. Okay, so once we will understand the graph, so or we will cover the graph, so हम उसमें ये सारी चीजें देख लेंगे. सही है. अच्छा, इसके अंदर जो है ना, बेसिकली बस मैं थोड़ी सी चीज ये बता देता हूँ कि this the first equation is basically the gradient of the velocity time graph. Okay, it is a gradient of the velocity time graph. Okay, and this one is going to be the area under the velocity time graph. Okay, fine. And these two equations are basically the quadratic equation. Okay, these two equations are quadratic equations, which means while you're applying these two equations, you should be able to understand what the result will going to tell you. Because in quadratic equation or in quadratic formulas, you'll get two different answers. Okay, so you should be able to interpret all the two answers. Okay, so these are the quadratic equation, quadratic equation. Okay, in term of t, quadratic equation in t. Okay, so mainly they will give you two different times. Okay, and you should be able to interpret what these two time will going to tell you. Okay, हम उसको डिस्कस करेंगे, एंड द फर्स्ट वन इज लाइक द सिंपल वन. ओके, so ये हमारे पास जो है, these are the equations that we have right now. If we try to identify the motions that we're going to get in the exam, so वो हमारे पास जो है ना, टाइप ऑफ द मोशन हमारे पास होने वाले हैं तीन. ओके, टाइप ऑफ the motion. Okay, so we're going to have, okay, two motion, one with the horizontal one, horizontal motion, horizontal motion. Okay, the other is going to be the vertical motion, vertical vertical motion. Okay, and the third is going to be the projectile motion, projectile motion. And this is going to be the new thing to you, I think. The vertical motion would be new to you, or maybe not. Motion. There are some question in O levels at Excel, but yes. Okay, so let's try to understand the first two type of motion. These two are sometimes known as the linear motion. Okay, linear motion. Okay, and the other one is the non-linear motion. Okay, this is the non-linear motion. Non-linear motion. Okay, now let's start with the linear motion. So we basically have to understand how the linear motion, what is the linear motion, and how we can analyze the linear motion. We mainly doing the question, okay, and then we'll move on to the projectile one. And okay, fine. Okay, let's try the linear motion. Okay, so if you consider the horizontal motion. Okay, so there are two different type of horizontal motion that they may test you in. The first is going to be the normal one, right? And the second is going to be, will going to be the overtaking concept. Okay, the concept of overtaking. अच्छा जी, so पहला वाला जो होगा, अगर आप ले लो, पहला वाला ले लो अगर आप, सही है, द नॉर्मल थिंग, राइट? तो उसके अंदर लेट्स से एग्जांपल से समझते हैं. लेट्स से भाई हमारे पास जो है, इफ द ऑब्जेक्ट स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट एंड इट इज मूविंग टिल दैट पॉइंट. ओके, and let's say the speed of the object is 15, and come on, 15, and And let's say the final speed is unknown, but the acceleration is going to be 5 meters per second squared. Okay. And the time it took, is 3 seconds. Okay. So you guys have to find out the final velocity. Okay. Final velocity. अच्छा जरा प्लीज ट्राई कर लो. Just use any of these equation. यहाँ से अगर तुम्हारे पास है, just take the picture. Or if you have written all of the equations, then you can just use it from your copy. Okay. Just remember the trick. If they gave you the three quantity out of five, okay, like if you have these five quantities, and out of these five quantity, if you know the three quantity, then the fourth one will going to be very easy. You have to pick one equation, you have to put in the three quantities, make the subject the other one, and just find out the remaining quantity. Okay. But if they give you two quantity, then it will going to be more challenging. Okay, like you have to make the two separate equation and you have to solve them simultaneously to get that one quantity. Okay, so be careful. First identify the difficulty level of the question and then try to solve it. Okay, समझ रहे हो? um अच्छा प्लीज ट्राई कर लो, just give it a try and then we'll try together. And मैं जरा जो है ना कुछ क्वेश्चन आप लोग के सामने लेके आता हूँ. Yes guys, done.
So the final velocity is 0.
Final velocity is
Is it 0? Wait, just a second.
no, it shouldn't be
Oh,
zero.
sorry, 30. Sorry.
30. Okay, it could be. But okay, Ahmed, what about you?
Yes,
Okay, so you guys are saying, so what you guys did would be, wait, so we have these three things. So um, A is equals to V minus U over T. Okay, and 5 is equals to V minus 15 over T, which is 3. Okay, so this will be 15 plus 15. So V आ गया 30. Okay. Now let me give you another question. Uh, just अरे यार, come on. एक सेकंड, एक सेकंड. Hmm. Okay, so this is a question I am sending you here. नहीं, you told me. Okay, just give me a second. यार प्लीज चल जाए यार. चलो जब तक ये चल रहा है, मैंने यहाँ से डायरेक्ट डायरेक्ट कॉपी पेस्ट करना है. ओके, सो एक और क्वेश्चन ले लो. सो इफ यू हैव, लेट्स से, if the object is moving from this point to that point and it end up getting rest, it end up getting stopped at that point. Okay, and the initial velocity is, let's say, 12. Okay, and the deceleration required, the time of 20 seconds. Okay. So I'm asking you to find the acceleration.
Mm.
Just give me a second. Arey yaar. Just ask me the quantity if the screen is not visible to you. Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Come on. Okay. Copy and paste. Okay. If you guys are done, then just try this one. Yes. Ahmed, done? Ahmed, please कुछ बताओ यार.
Yes, done.
Okay. कितनी आ रही है acceleration?
Option B.
अबे ओए, इसमें से नहीं है, वो अलग है. ऑप्शन बी का मतलब वैल्यू क्या आ रही है? Is it
1.5.
1.5? हाँ. 12 over 20. 0.6 नहीं आ रही. हाँ जी.
Okay,
So for which one?
This one. For this
Mm.
one,
Uh,
is it
I got
1.6? Mm-hmm.
I got 0.6.
Okay. And should be with a negative sign. A equals to V
Yeah.
minus U over T. So since it is rest finally, so just आपने क्या करना है? 0 minus 12 divided by 20 is equals to A. Okay. So A is going to be negative 0.6. Clear हुआ? अहमद clear हुआ?
Mm.
G.
Okay. आ जाओ भाई. Try this one please.
Okay.
रीड कर लो, सॉल्व करो एंड देन जस्ट लेट मी नो द आंसर. बल्कि अब कोई एक बंदा रीड कर ले. अहमद प्लीज रीड द क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट. थोड़ा जोर से पढ़ना प्लीज.
Okay. A car is traveling with uniform acceleration along a straight road. The road has marker posts every 100 meter. When the car passes one post, it has a speed of 10 meters per second, and when it passes the next one, its speed is 20 meters per second. What is the car's acceleration?
Okay. So basically they have given you two posts. Post 1 and post 2. Okay. And they are 100 meter apart. सॉल्व कर लो कितना आ रहा है.
Okay.
Initial is 10, final is 20, and you have to find A. Yes, guys.
One second, sir.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah, I got 1.5.
1.5. Okay. अहमद तुमने ये किया था पहले. चलो. Okay. So you are getting 1.5. Ahmed, what about you, Ahmed?
G. Same.
Getting the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So basically आप लोग ने यूज किया होगा 2as equals to v squared minus u squared, and then 2a is going to be unknown and s is 100. Okay, and the v squared is 20 squared. Okay, and the u squared is 10 squared. Okay, so 20 squared is 400, 10 squared is 100, 300. Okay, and divided by 200, so that will give you the acceleration as 1.5. Perfect. Okay, I have a rather difficult question for you guys. Please. Okay, come on. यार मैंने भेज दिया यार क्वेश्चन, अब लोड ही नहीं हो रहा है. क्या करें? अजीब. कम ऑन, कम ऑन, कम ऑन, कम ऑन. एक ट्राई हम कर सकते हैं. अबे यार, अजीब सा व्हाट्सएप है, दिमाग खराब कर रहा है. अच्छा जी, इसको ना आपको यहाँ से स्क्रीन शेयर करके दिखा देते हैं, वहीं से स्निप कर लेंगे. नीचे 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 ये रहा. लेट मी शेयर. स्टॉप. ओके. शेयरिंग. ओके, ये आपके पास क्वेश्चन है एंड सही इधर रीड कर लो. जैन, कैन यू प्लीज रीड द क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन नंबर 10, दिस वन.
Uh, okay. A moving body undergoes uniform acceleration while traveling in a straight line between points x, y, and z. The distances x, y, and y, z are both 40. The time to travel from x to y is 12 seconds, and from y to z is 6. Or the acceleration of the body.
ओके,
Hmm.
just give it a try please, and then we'll discuss. एक second, let me show you my screen. Okay, this is the question. Yes, anybody done? थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है. ओके.
Hmm. Oh.
यस, क्या बना भाई बच्चों, क्या बना तुम लोगों को?
Hmm. Sir, does this form two equations?
Yes, it should be. Okay, by the way, this question has two different technique. Okay, so we
Hmm.
cover one. So अभी आपको उससे करना है, but an easy way is to draw the graph and you can find out the things easily. Okay, but let's try. Yeah, आप लोग ट्राई कर लो, कोई
Okay.
मसला नहीं है. मैं थोड़ा सा हिंट दे देता हूँ. X, Y and Z and Z. Okay,
Hmm.
and they're
Hmm.
saying that the distance are the same, 40 and 40. Okay, and the time taken X to Y is 12 second. 12 second, and Y to Z is 6 second. Okay. We don't know the initial speed. Okay, we don't know this speed at y, and we also don't know the final speed. Okay, initial speed, this one and that one. Okay, but the hint over here is that this is speed v, this v speed is common. Okay, in this motion and
Yeah.
in that motion as well, right? So you can make the two simultaneous equation. Okay, your two equation you can solve them simultaneously by substituting in v or cutting the v, so you'll get the answer. Getting? Guys, समझ रहे हो? Ahmed, समझ रहे हो? Please
Um,
बोलो.
Yeah,
so you just use one of the formula.
Yes. Did you what? So
I
for the first
said,
one, you just
are you
use
supposed to use one of the formula?
no. Look, देखो पहले वाले में आप s is equals to v t minus half a t squared रख लो. Okay. Since the acceleration is also constant. Okay. The acceleration is constant throughout the motion. Okay. This is for the first motion x to y. Okay. And from y to z, sorry, from y to z, it is going to be s is equals to ut plus half at squared. Okay, and this u and this v is going to be same. Okay, right? ऐसे ही ना, ये समझ रहे हो?
Okay. Okay.
Right. Now, so 40 is the distance, okay, from x to y, and and v is supposed to be, let's say, v, and the time is 12 minus 1 over 2. A is the same as a, and the time is 12 squared. And for this one, S is going to be 40. U is going to be V because we are taking the velocity at Y is V. And sorry, and 6 plus half A is the same because in both the motion, the acceleration is constant. Okay. Now you can simplify. So 12 or 40, 12V minus 144 divided by 2, 72A. Okay. And then 40 is equals to 6V plus 18a. Okay, I just squared the 6, so it get 36, and then divide by 2, so it is 18. Okay, and I did the same thing with 12. Okay, now be careful with this negative and positive sign. If you put both the signs as the same, then you'll end up getting the infinity, right, or math error. Okay, so now you are, since you are interested in acceleration, so make v the subject and then just solve it. Okay, 40, wait, mm, 40 plus 72a over 12 equals to v. Okay, and 40 minus 18a is equals to v over 6. Okay, and just equate the two velocities. Okay, so 40 plus 72a divided by 12 is equals to 40 minus 18a over 6. Okay, 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12. Okay, and then it'll be 40 plus 72a is equals to 40 minus 18a. Okay.
So I got 0.37.
Okay, yes, that's the answer.
Uh,
You can directly put the two equation in your calculator straight away, right? Like you can put these two equations right away in your calculator, so it will generate the answers for you. Okay, clear?
okay.
So if you want to know, then you can just press mod. Okay, and then 5 for the equation, and then 1. Okay, mod, then 5, and then 1. Okay, and you can put in the values, you'll get the answers. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So yep. Okay, so that's done. Okay, let's try one last question, then we'll end the class. Yeah, yeah, come on. यार तीसरा क्वेश्चन अभी तक नहीं आया। हम्म। अबे यार अजीब हालत है यार। कुछ पूछ रहे हो क्या मैं? यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है? um how did we determine which formula to use in the question, bro? बता रहा हूँ। एक सेकंड, मुझे जरा शेयर तो करने दो पहले, जरा क्वेश्चन तुम्हारे सामने आए। सो शेयरिंग। स्टॉप। हम्म। ओ, ये बड़ा मसला है यार। सही है, ये आ गया क्वेश्चन आपके सामने। एंड ब्रो, अहमद देखो ना, हम ऐसा करते हैं कि जो है ना। ओके, ये आ गया क्वेश्चन। अच्छा अहमद, प्लीज रीड कर लो यार क्वेश्चन।
Okay, a sprinter runs a 100-meter race in a straight line. He accelerates from the starting block at a constant acceleration of 2.5 meters per second square to reach his maximum speed of 10 meters per second. He maintains this speed until he crosses the finish line. Which time does it take the sprinter to run the race?
हम्म। अच्छा देखो, सबसे पहले जो है ना, आप ये देख लो कि आपके पास एस, वेट, ओके। सो आपके पास जो है एस, यू, वी, ए, टी। ओके, दीज आर द फाइव थिंग। आप सबसे पहले ये देख लो कि हाउ मेनी थिंग्स आउट ऑफ दीज फाइव थिंग्स आर गिवन, राइट? एंड देन जस्ट प्लेस these formulas in front of you, right? And check out कि ये जो गिवन थ्री क्वांटिटीज हैं, ये कौन से एक फार्मूला में कंबाइन है, राइट? एंड देन जस्ट यूज दैट फार्मूला। ओके, क्लियर? यस
Okay.
अहमद। एंड ये थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस से आ जाएगा, तो डोंट वरी। ओके, नाउ देयर सेइंग it is a 100-meter race. Okay, be very careful. um the sprinter, he accelerated from the at a constant acceleration. Initial speed, what will going to be the initial speed?
0.
Very good. Zero. And it is a 100-meter race, right? But did he run all the 100 meter with a constant acceleration? Yes.
This is a constant acceleration. Says he maintains speed. I should say.
Yes, what about you? What about the acceleration constant speed? If
It
they
says
if
he
Mhm.
says he maintains the speed until he finishes.
Which means constant speed, okay?
Yeah.
Constant speed. This means that in some portion, let's say till this point, the sprinter accelerates, okay, and after that point till the end is not accelerating. Okay, so at that point its velocity is 10, and throughout the motion its velocity is, let's say its velocity is 10, right? Because he maintains that velocity. Okay, but from this to that point, like from the starting point to the point where he get to the 10 meter per second, the acceleration was 2.5, right? So, and they're saying which time does it take to does it take the sprinter to run the race? So we can find out the time, right, using the equation of motion, okay, for this motion, right? So just give it a try, please. Ahmed, which equation you use?
I am deciding.
हम्म, क्या बोल रहे हो? हम्म, बोलो बोलो। This one?
Not yet decided.
वो क्यों बे? लिखी भी नहीं है, इक्वेशन लिखी नहीं, लेक्चर नोट नहीं कर रहे हो, लिख नहीं रहे हो?
Yeah, I have it.
फिर
Okay.
तो चलो ओके, सही
हम्म,
समझ में आया या नहीं आया? इक्वेशन डिसाइड करना समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है?
Yes, and
ओके, सो just make t the subject, 10 divided by 10 minus 0 divided by 2.5 gets give you 4. Okay, so this is 4, right? But we also don't know this distance because acha, in this portion the object is moving with a constant speed, right? Constant speed means you are not allowed to use the constant acceleration formula like the equation of motion. Okay, so you are only left with the choice speed is equals to distance upon time. Okay, so this is the only thing that you are left with for the remaining portion of the journey. Okay, so
mm,
for that you should have the velocity which is given as 10 and the distance which is unknown. So what will you do for the distance? Yes, guys.
mm. Um, let's see. So you mean like which formula do you use, or
Yes, yes, or like what concept do you use?
mm, S is equal to wait? Uh,
Like if you try to find out this distance, so
yeah,
ultimately subtracting that value from 100 you'll end up getting this value, right?
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
So, and if you have a four quantity given, you can use any random equation. Okay, so let's say I'm taking up to as equals v square minus u square. Okay, and 2a is 2.5. Okay, s is unknown which we are interested in, and final speed is 100 squared, initial speed is 0 squared. Okay, 2 into 2.5 is 5. 5 times s is equals to 100. Okay, so s is equals to 100 divided by 5 gives you 20. Okay, so this means that this distance is 20, meaning the other portion is going to be 80, right?
Okay.
Okay, so this is also possible that in one journey they can combine the constant acceleration portion and constant velocity portion together. Okay, so be very
Uh,
careful. Okay, you have to read the question carefully. Which part of the motion the object covered with a constant acceleration, and which part of the motion did he cover with a constant speed? Okay, or constant constant speed. Okay, so we have. Okay, so we have 80 for this one, and speed is equals to distance upon time, and speed is going to be distance is going to be 80, speed is going to be 10. So T is 8. Okay. So the total time is going to be 12. Okay. The total time is going to be 12 seconds. Okay.
okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Perfect. Any problem, guys?
no.
Okay. अच्छा, अब आज की क्लास यहाँ पे एंड करते हैं. इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास विल बी कवरिंग द concept of overtaking. Okay. Overtaking. And then I'll try to complete this chapter within the next three classes. Okay. The next three coming classes. Okay. So try to be इन दो थ्री क्लासेस. अच्छा अहमद, अगर आप जो ना फ्राइडे को अवेलेबल ना हो तो शाम में अवेलेबल ना हो तो प्लीज़ मुझे बता देना. अगर दोनों बच्चों सुबह में अवेलेबल हो, राइट, मॉर्निंग में लाइक माई 11 माई 12, राइट, तो हम तब भी क्लास कर सकते हैं बिकॉज जैन यू आपका भी ऑफ चल रहा है. सो इफ बोथ ऑफ यू गाइज अवेलेबल इन द मॉर्निंग एंड यू गाइज हैव एनी प्लान्स फॉर द इवनिंग, देन जस्ट डू लेट मी नो, हम क्लास शिफ्ट कर लेंगे मॉर्निंग के अंदर. ओके, बट
Okay.
प्लीज डोंट मिस द क्लास. ओके, तो ताकि जो है ना हमारा काइनेमैटिक्स का एक चैप्टर कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. फिर अगर तुम एक आधी क्लास मिस कर लो देन डोंट वरी. ओके, मैंने होमवर्क दिया होगा, सो आप वो होमवर्क कर रहे होगे, राइट, बट Don't miss the class. Don't miss the next 3 classes. Okay. Say
Okay.
Okay.
चले 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 जी. Okay guys, take care बच्चों. अल्लाह हाफिज.
Lafis.
अल्लाह हाफिज.
Love it.
अल्लाह हाफिज.